Hello everyone, this is Carly from KSAV Vodou. Hope you're having a wonderful week so far. How you doing? How's everything going? How's life treated you? We've had long conversations. So a couple of weeks ago, we actually talked about the difference between Ezuli Frida Daume and Valentine's, how they do not have a relationship. Valentine's Day story, we shared that with you. We talked about it. And Ezuli Frida Daume, where there is no relationship, how we should not be celebrating Ezuli Frida Daume with St. Valentine's Day. We can't do that. It never existed, and it shouldn't be done. We also spent several weeks. We talked about the different chakras in our bodies. We talked about from 1 to 7, because we have more than 7 chakras. Remember that. But we actually discussed the 7 chakras. We talk about the symptoms, where they're located, the colors, and what you need to do to heal the chakras. You know me. I'm a Vodouiza. That's who I am. That's who I am. And I'm a very proud Vodouiza. And I'm a very grateful Vodouiza, because I always said out of all the people in the world, I was one of those people that were chosen to do the work. So all the time we discuss all these things because we always talk about the chaos in voodoo, but we also go a little bit further and we talk about the different things that should be in voodoo, how it should be, how it should appear. We talked about parents who were once voodooiza and they wanted to travel outside of Haiti. They wanted to travel, whether it's the US and Europe or what have you, and they will go to all those different habitations. They will go to the habitation and they will beg the spirit, let me travel. Once I travel, I'll come back and I'll do this, I'll do X, Y, and Z. And then the minute they get here, they become Christians. The spirits are still there. They didn't disappear. So they go and find their children. And those children are the ones who have a problem, who really don't know what to do because no one ever talked to them about it. And we talked about that. Your parent, you need to stop. You need to be honest with your children. We talked about that. We talk about the chakras. We talk about Valentine's Day. We talk about me personally, my journey as a mumble, how I got here, how I became a mumble. We discuss all that. What we talked about in the Creole videos this week was what is an action de grâce. So at times it's very hard to kind of translate, take a language and translate it into English, because it may not mean the same, because action de grâce would be action of grace, right? You can say it like that, it just doesn't sound right. Action de grâce, I would say it's just a way to ask for grace, a way to ask for forgiveness when you do an action de grâce. So one of the examples of action de grâce would be, let's say you still don't know who you were, right? You are still fighting your journey. You still fighting who you are. You are chosen to do some kind of work, healing, reading, whatever you were chosen for, and you've been running away from it because you are told that it's evil, it's the devil's work. So you are in the whole thing, so thinking that it's a bad thing to be gifted. So you decided, finally, you said, you know what? I am learning who I am. I know who I am right now, or I'm trying to learn more where I'm from, my heritage, my past generation, what they used to do. So you decided to say, you do an action de grâce. You ask for grace. You ask for forgiveness. You say thank you. This would be one of the reasons someone will do an action de grâce. That would be one scenario of action de grâce. And sometimes you've done all that stuff, running away from who you are, running away from your journey. And the spirit will probably tell you that you need to do that. In Haiti, sometimes action de grâce is a way of making an announcement, letting the spirits know, hey, we are getting ready to do our service. So you'll do an action de grâce, they'll feed the poor, the money. That will be the start of you doing your service for the Lord. So that will be another scenario of action de grâce. Action de grâce is very specific. It's a lot of prayers, because the Catholic Church and voodoo are kind of intertwined with each other. They are kind of married, you could say, against that, right? The first person who said we need to get rid of the Catholic saints, white saints. We need to get them out of voodoo. Because our ancestors went through this. They had no choice. Even though they took the white saint image, they baptized it in the name of a spirit of their ancestors, of their spirit, of their God. But they still don't represent us, because actually in voodoo there's not really not that says this is a representation of our spirits, of our Loa. There really isn't. In the Action de Grâce, you do a lot of prayers, different prayers. The table, it's white. Big things you put on there. They're in Action de Grâce, because it's so called a womble. Womble means just like it's a calling of all the spirit, maternal, paternal form. You're calling them from wherever they are to come and assist you. So that's what Action de Grâce is. When you're doing the Action de Grâce, you're basically asking for grace. You're asking for forgiveness. I'm sorry. Thank you. That's the reason you're doing a table of Action de Grâce. So part of my focus is making sure you are actually living your true self, right? You are living your true self. You are accepting who you are, right? You are accepting who you are. You are an incredible being. You are a wonderful being. You are who you think you are. If you say you're stupid, you're going to live the life of that word. So using the right words, because words are powerful. Be careful when you are talking about yourself. You want to hug yourself more. Tell yourself I love you. I do that. I love you. I get up in the morning. I told you all I have a routine. I get up in the morning. I do meditation. The minute I get off the bed, I am showing my gratitude. I am so grateful for so many things in my life, so I have to say it out loud. I feel like as human beings, we complain more than saying thank you for what we have, because there are people that are so worse off than we are, and then we don't appreciate what we have. We complain more. The more we have, the more we want. Those are facts. So talking about spirituality, how you have voodoo as a spiritual way of life. It is actually a spiritual way of life. That's why I talk about meditation all the time. I talk about my own experiences in meditation. So something that maybe this happened to you, you can relate to that story and see the outcome of it. Similar stories may be different, but it's actually the same thing. So one of the things, life lessons, I make it my business. Like every single day, I want to learn something new. I need to learn something I didn't know before. I feel like if someone is in your life and you can't learn from that person, or they can't learn from you, then what's the point, right? See, life is like going to school. Like you learn something new every single day. You should make it your business to learn something new. Learn who you are. Learn your culture. Learn about voodoo. This is who you are. I don't care if you're Haitian descent or voodoo bizarre. It doesn't matter who you say you are now. I guess the question should be, why are you saying you're not a voodoo bizarre? So one of the things also, I think I mentioned that the last time we had a conversation, was things that keep happening to you. You have specific things. It's like a roller coaster, right? It keeps happening to you. It just like it goes around in a circle. You know, it happens different ways, different time, but it's still the same result. So you should be asking yourself, why is this happening to me? And I've told you that it's because whatever lesson that you're supposed to learn, you haven't learned it yet. So this cycle is not going to stop until you have that epiphany and said, oh, that's my lesson. So let me tell you with life lessons. When I lived in Florida, I told you I lived in New York for 20 years and moved to Florida, and I spent many years, like 17 years in Florida. I work in this company, and I met this woman, and we became friends. When her car broke down, I would pick her up to work, because we work at the same time, same place. So it was no big deal, and we didn't live far from each other anyway. And my kids never really liked this woman. It was something about her that really annoyed my children. but I am not that kind of person. So my kids will get upset every time she'll come over. She was diabetic, but she never said no to anything. She'll go in the fridge, she'll drink all the juice, she will eat everything. She was like, in a sense, a little bit selfish, knowing that I have 3 children. And she just came and she just ate everything and drank everything. But this woman kept coming back into my life. Like, I will spend years, I don't see this woman, and out of nowhere she will appear. It didn't matter where I was. I remember we had a restaurant in Orlando, and one day she happened to find me in Orlando, and I didn't live in Orlando. I live like 39 miles away. So she knew exactly where I live. And sometimes she would just pop up. She was like, oh my God, Carly, I'm so happy I see you. Oh, I'm so happy to see you. I thought you moved. That's the kind of thing she used to do. And this kept going on for years, even though we were working at the same place. She kept popping up out of nowhere. So one day, I don't know how this came about. I guess it was the time for me to know, what is this that I'm supposed to learn from this person? I believe that people come into your life for a reason. Either you need to learn a lesson from them, or they need to learn from you. And sometimes we meet people, sometimes you just meet a person and you're just like, that person just rubbed me off the wrong way. The person probably feel the same way about you, but sometimes there's something about that person that you don't like, that you may have within yourself. Right? There's certain things, there may be something about that personality or what have you that just rub you off the wrong way. Maybe there is something there within yourself you don't like. You may see in that person. This is my take on it. This is me saying that. One night, I'm sitting and I'm meditating, and it came to me. I was like, oh my God. I was like, oh my God. I know why this woman keep popping up in my life. So let me tell you what one woman. She was a person who she was always into some kind of business. She was always like, oh my God, Carly, I'm so excited. I found this person and it's his business. And then she'll get involved. She'll be into Pamper Chef, Mary Kay, what have you. It didn't matter. As long as it's a business, as long that it was a business, one that was a little. So, as I was sitting there and I was meditating, and it dawned on me, I was just like her. I did that all the time. I will start something and I never finish it. Be like that. She will start things and she never finish it. And I was like that. I will start things and never finish it. I am telling you, I promise you, the day that I learned that lesson, the day I learned the lesson she was trying to teach me about myself, I haven't seen wonder in over 20 years. And it's no lie. What I did with that information is I changed that part of me. I changed the way that I was. I was like, okay, if I start something, I'm going to finish it. So I started finishing things that I started. So when you are going through life and you are going, whether it's in relationship, it doesn't matter. As long as it doesn't matter what it is, but you feel like it's something that's repetitive in your life. It keeps happening to you. Like, okay, let's say you're dating someone, everything looks fine, and then boom, that person is gone. It's like, I thought we were doing pretty well. And then you are attracted to specific type of people. Like, there's certain type that you are attracted to. And you sometimes say to yourself, I don't know why I like this type of, I don't know why I'm attracted to this type of man. I don't know why I'm attracted to this type of women. Because there is a lesson in there somewhere. You need to learn about yourself. And the best way to do that, I'm telling you, is to meditation, is to by honoring your loi, honoring your ancestors, honoring your spirit. And you do that to meditation. It is such a huge part of my life. That's why I keep talking about it. I meditate. It is so important that you do meditate. It's important you own who you are. Be proud of your ancestors, of your history. Be proud that out of all the people in the world, you are chosen, whether it's Haitian Vodou or whatever your culture is. Don't be ashamed of it. Your ancestors were not ashamed of it. Why are you ashamed of it? What story are you telling yourself? How do you change the way you think about life, the way you think about yourself? How do you do that? Conversation with myself. When something is off, I look deeper to see why. Why am I feeling certain things? Why am I doing this? Self-sabotage. If you are self-sabotaging, why are you doing it? Because there's something much deeper in there. You really need to heal inside and out. Be brave. Be yourself. Own your gift. Own your gift. I am a Vodouisan. Own that. Don't be ashamed of it. Be yourself always. Meditate. Your spirit. Talk to your Loi. Ask for guidance. Nobody in this world is perfect. I said that the last time. I say we are wonderful beings. We are beautiful, wonderful beings. Are we perfect? Far from it. We're not. So, love yourself. Hug yourself. Be proud. Be grateful. Stop complaining. Find out, why am I on this path? You know my brother told me? My brother told me one time. Remember, my brother is a go-to person when I'm meditating and I see someone or a being or a deity or whoever that people I've never seen, heard of, and I will go to him. Remember the last conversation we had? So my brother used to tell me that if you have a gift and you don't use it, he used to tell me it's a sin. Call it a sin. You have a gift, you're not using it. How is that helping you? How is that helping you or anyone else? So I always remember that in the back of my head. I always remember what my brother told me. Be proud of you. Love yourself. Trust your instinct. Always. They're there for a reason. Also wanted to, before I close, I wanted to make sure that I wanted to say thank you to all of you for watching our videos, for sharing our videos, for commenting our videos. Just keep in mind, we are not doing this we don't, our phone numbers, we don't have our phone numbers out there. We don't put it because the point of this is to really educate people about what's going on in Vodou in the Creole version, because I'm the one who asks the questions and it then answer the questions. Share your story with us. Email us. It's KSAV Vodou. It's KSAV @gmail.com. We have KSAV Vodou Facebook and we have KSAV Vodou YouTube, where you're watching these videos and where you're sharing those videos. Just remember, the reason we do videos is not because we have nothing better to do. It's not because KSAV Vodou is just taking charge and thinking that we know better than everybody else. It has nothing to do with that. When you hear the same stories all the time, you have to speak up. You have to use your voice. You have to say no. You have to say enough is enough. Whether it's in your personal life, or you just have to say no. You have to learn to use your voice. Your throat chakra, make sure it's clear. Be yourself always. And we appreciate everyone's support. Throat chakra is blocked. Heal it so you don't become someone's doormat. So all this chaos in going in Vodou, it's just not pretty. It's really ugly and it needs to stop. So we're not doing it because we think we know better than everybody else and we're trying to tell people what to do. But when you hear so many stories that everybody's sharing their stories and it's the same repetitive thing, then if someone doesn't say no, that's enough. If you're afraid to use your voice and stand up for what is right, then what's the point? Share our phone numbers, but we definitely welcome the emails. We are happy to help. We are happy to answer questions, suggestion. What do you want us to talk about? I don't know what we're going to talk about till the day we are doing the videos. Then we have to discuss today. So these are not done because, we just gotten on board and we're like, let's do some videos. The Loi, the spirits are tired. They're tired of the chaos. They're tired, they're chosen, who are so disgusted, I guess, because they have had bad experiences. I've shared with you my first bad experience when I first started doing the law. When I didn't know what was going on in my life, I've shared my story with you. So meditate, close your eyes, and breathe. Thanks for listening. Till the next time. Bye.